This past weekend I went to the Evolution Fighting Game Championships and had a great time. It was also the first time I was approached about being a sponsor for an organization in person as well. A young lady approached me during some downtime and asked if I'd be interested in sponsoring their local gaming scene. I asked her for a sponsorship package, and much to my dismay she told me, "I don't have one. What specifically are you looking for?" I immediately knew this was not an organization I was going to work with. I took a few minutes to explain the bare minimums I would need to see before I would consider sponsoring them. She smiled, said thanks, and then left. About 30 minutes later, she came back, a little more poised and aggressive. She told me about speaking to the head of their organization and said, "We will provide you a sponsorship package if you can tell us how you plan on supporting us." Needless to say, I was instantly turned off and told her I can't even begin to discuss business details unless I understand everything there is to know about you and your organization. If you can't provide a simple sponsorship package for me to look over, I don't think I'm interested. The particulars of who approached me aren't important, so I will omit them, but I found that many newcomers to the esports organization scene aren't quite ready to tackle the business requirements that go along with events and sponsorship. Hopefully after this quick video, you will better understand what basic things you should be thinking about and working towards if you want sponsorship. Before we delve in, let me be 100% clear. This is a guide in what I expect is a minimum level of effort for me to consider sponsoring you or an event. Not all businesses are the same, but I suspect I'm not far off in what many want to see. First, you need to get business cards. I'm not going to remember your website, Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch channel after a single conversation. If you want to be considered as a valid organization, these are key and inexpensive. Get creative, use customized USB drives if you want, and put your plan on it in PDF format. Simply put, be memorable and leave an impression. Running a local tourney or an event is a business. These events cost money. Some of it real money that you have to pay out to companies for equipment or space, such as time and labor. You don't work for free, and you must have a plan to be successful and turn a profit. If you don't have a vision and goals formally written down, I'm not going to sponsor you. I want to know exactly what I'm getting into and what you stand for if I'm going to invest in you and your events. Be relevant. If you approach a business to discuss sponsorship and they build or sell parts for the fighting game community, they are not going to support a first-person shooter organization. It doesn't make sense. If you aren't sure if the business you want to open a dialogue with fits your plan or vision, you've not done enough research and you're not ready to start asking for their sponsorship. Sponsorship is a mutually beneficial relationship. Don't forget that. Present a sponsorship package, and I'm going to talk more about the details of what should go in that, but don't be shy or passive about your goals. Get to the point, tell me why I should sponsor you, and give me the cold hard facts of your organization and events. Basically, show me why I have to work with you, not just why I want to work with you. At a minimum, your sponsorship package should include a long-term plan and vision. It should be original and detailed. Tell me where you're located. Tell me the number of events you host, what games you run, the sponsorship levels, time frames, what the minimum and maximum entry to be a sponsor is, and what each level actually gets me. Do I get Twitch ads? Do I get banner ads? Do I get call outs on social media? Tell me what I get. Tell me how many other sponsors you have. I don't want to get lost in a sea of 50 sponsors if you plan on working with as many people as possible. Finally, tell me how long my sponsorship is valid for. I need to know what commitment I'm getting into and what the recurring costs are so I can plan for it with my marketing and strategy. Finally, an important part of the whole sponsorship package is tell me what graphics and what kind of information I need to provide to you. Are you going to create the banner ads that you use on your social media outlets, or do I have to create my own? Are there any content restrictions? Am I allowed to say things, not allowed to say things? Am I allowed to show certain graphics or not show certain graphics? Are you going to put anything in print up at like your local venue where you host events? Are you going to put banners up, etc.? If you do I create the banner and send it to you, or do I provide you the artwork and you use it? Those details matter. Finally, I need to know all of the analytics that you've done on your events. Basically, I need to see all the data that supports the number of events you run, the number of attendees per event, your social media engagement numbers via Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, whatever. Tell me how you broadcast your events if you do. If you don't broadcast your events and you're not local to me, it may not make sense for me to sponsor you. If you do broadcast, tell me about your Twitch feed. Tell me how many people subscribe to you, how many people are paid, and tell me how many viewers you normally get when you do your smaller events as well as your bigger events. And then finally, take all of this data, sum it up in a couple of charts, and tell me what it all means. Tell me why this data supports me investing my money into your organization. I'll leave you with a couple final thoughts, and I call these my do and do not list. We're going to start with the do not list because it's a little bit more important, and it is a quicker way to get someone turned off if you approach them and don't consider these things. Don't approach a vendor or a sponsor if you don't have any information. If you don't have information ready to hand me, I'm not ready to invest. 2, don't approach me with the mindset of, what are you willing to do for me? That's not how this works. If you need me to sponsor you, you've got to tell me why I want to invest my money in you and what I'm going to get out of it. 3, in your sponsorship plan, nothing will turn me off quicker than misspellings or grammatical problems with your document. Get someone to proofread it and make sure it's a 4.0 paper before you turn it on to sponsors and other vendors. Finally, don't wake up one morning and decide you want to start an event on the backs of everyone else and not do the legwork up front. A sponsor isn't here to give you all the money you need to start an event. They're here to assist you and be part of the overall plan you have for your company. And yes, it is a company that you're starting. Finally, the do's. Focus local at first. If you're just starting out, get your local scene behind you and build a solid base there. Finally, don't work on everything. Work on one thing and work on it hard. If you want to be successful at that one thing, focus all of your energy on it and become a master at that. Whether it's the fighting game community, MMOs, or heck, a local card tournament. It doesn't matter. Whatever you decide to do, focus on that and become great at that. Once you do that, people are going to want to work with you because they recognize you as the best.